Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Northern Arena Beat Invitational, sponsored by Bell here on moonducktv. I'm Zyori, joined tonight by Mott-Pax. It feels good to be back on the mic. It's been a while since we've gotten to cast. Trent, you've been on holiday gallivanting about Europe, and I've been moving across the country, setting up this new house here for Moonduck HQ. We've got some awesome Dota tonight. 5 best of ones, another one of these mini 4-team GSL brackets. But up first, Team NP versus Not Today. Eternal Envy's new team, the North American champions, going up against one of the new South American squads. Trent, I couldn't be more excited, man. How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm ready. You know, all year, always just cast in Europe, honestly. That's like the region that I think the majority of us cover. That's where the most tournaments are. That I went to Europe. You know, I'm tired of Europe. I'm done. Berlin, couldn't use my credit card anywhere. It drove me insane. I'm glad to be back. Good old North America.
Yeah,
and,
man.
Casting some American Dodo.
This is some good Dota to come back to, I have to admit. And I don't know what to expect. This is Team NP's debut match, actually, and a best of one at that. What could be more exciting? Eternal Envy, MSS, Rose, who is, is that...
1437.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Thievin, and then, right, SVG and MSS. Is that what I said? I got thrown off here. So SVG and 1437 are playing the support roles, a.k.a. Rose. It should be MSS in the off lane, AUI on the carry, and Eternal Envy playing mid. At least that's how their positions are posted. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that is what we are led to believe here. So,
So
of course, on the opposite side. I've also heard a couple different things between like where Attune's going to be and where Schofield's going to be. So I guess we'll find out. Because he used to be a core player. From what I understand, he might be playing support on this roster.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I have no idea.
It's all a mixed bag, you know, fresh rosters. So
yeah, and for those of you that don't understand how this format works, yesterday and today are the 2 groups, 8 teams, 2 groups of 4. The GSL format is basically just a 4-team double-a-limb bracket, if you can picture that. And in best of ones, that turns into 5 games. This is all for seeding, so no elimination yesterday or today. Starting tomorrow is the 8-team double-a-limb bracket. Everybody just seeded appropriately into the upper bracket. No one even starts in the lower bracket. So I like that about this iteration here of the next level of Canada Cup, now the Northern Arena, because you get a little bit of a trial and error here for these new teams, right, Trent? There's not that much on the line today. Let's be real. Low seeding in this is not the end of the world.
And then there's Oracle Husker.
Yep. Well, there
Straight
you go.
up.
It's
Look at that.
A lot has changed, you know.
Yeah, there were a couple games last night that, you know, there were some early Oracles and no Huskar bands coming out, so I wasn't sure what was going on, but if anyone's going to be bringing it back, Not Today. Any South American team, really. Pretty big classic there. You know, Huskar gamers, they really are. So Sand King's another, like, big hero, you know. He had a great time at TI. Still continuing to see a lot of success. Big hero in being spammed in pubs right now.
Oh, yeah. Nice synergy with the Void as well. Some flexibility. We've seen Sand King much more in that core role, the lane dominator, especially in melee matchups. I feel like Sand King is the new Axe in that way. A lot of teams used to pick Axe for those sort of aggro situations when you can get him with a good matchup. And similar to Axe, Sand King can also retreat to the jungle, farm very quickly with a combination of Caustic and the Sandstorm. So good setup with the Void. Could be off lane Void. Could be position 1, hard farmed in the safe lane. Still some flexibility there as we move into next banning phase. AA as well as Omni Knight, the next 2 banned.
Yeah, that's really interesting, right? Because one of the best parts about Faces Void and Sand King is that you look towards their versatility in the drafting phase. That was a big theme, specifically for DC at TI. Probably the team that showcased it the most between like the Naga core into the Naga support, the Sand King core into the Sand King support, and then the flexibility of Faces Void between that off lane or into the... Well, I mean, we've even seen some mid-Faces Void lately in a couple different squads. We won't get into that. But mostly 1 and 3. And it's still like you're giving away that more than likely they're both cores. So this is probably a position 1 Faces Void, I would say. I don't know if it'll be a mid-Sand King. You can do it if you see a good matchup.
Yeah. Hard to say. I mean, Oracle Huskar itself is also sort of flexible in that sense. Huskar, one of the better heroes, I guess, to match up against Sand King, deals with magic damage pretty well. So Silencer now 4th ban from Not Today and Dazzle from NP. So they're just trying to get those supports out that'll make this Oracle unstoppable, or this Huskar unstoppable when comboed with the Oracle. Both those support bans make a lot of sense.
Yeah, same thing on the other side too, of course, between the A and the Silencer. Basically the same idea.
2 supports that really synergize well with that strat. Silencer in particular, one of the best ways to shut down that duo is prevent the Oracle from doing anything. I like that. Good thinking.
Omni Knight, man. He's getting all the love lately, too.
Oh,
Yeah, I believe he got picked. Did he get picked last night?
Omni Knight carried Slacks to 5K, so I think that hero really is in the spotlight right now. For better or for worse, whatever that means.
You can do anything. All right,
Here
what do we got? The SD.
So nice
Probably
flexibility
the,
for
most
NP,
popular
though.
hero.
Yeah, I mean, they can move into like a Morphling now. Depending on how they want to set this up, you could grab an Illusion hero. I mean, Envy likes Terrorblade, right? Memory serve me right here that we've got a Terrorblade fan in the house.
Definitely the big one for him. Morphling is pretty sick. The only questionable thing is then you're dealing with a ton of magic damage, which is very frustrating, of course, up against a Huskar and even an Oracle just between the Fate's Edict. So more consistent damage, which tends to be physical. The hard right clicks and stuff can tend to be a little bit better. So yeah, like something like a Terrorblade or a Luna, again, another hero that's been extremely popular, especially in like top tier pubs right now. Everyone's spamming that hero.
And it's not bad against Huskar either. You can use the magical burst to deal with his friends, get him low, and then she's got plenty of physical damage to finish him off when he's at that really tender point. It does work pretty well with the Faceless Void. A lot of damage outside of the Chrono once those glaives start bouncing around. So a lot of flexibility for NP. It looks like they've set up this draft to have a lot of options now. Abaddon, okay.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So two options were probably Kunkka or, well, I guess Abaddon, I guess in their eyes, but like you're looking towards like the boat as a nice little counter to the Chrono you've seen with the rum buff. A lot of teams going towards that, but Abaddon's kind of a classic when maybe if you can't get your hands on that Dazzle or Oracle, some teams feel forced to go into something like an Abaddon and try and help out a Huskar. But that idea of banning out the Omni Knight and the Dazzle looked like it definitely paid off because it was certainly what they were aiming for.
Is there any chance this is IX Mike style off lane Abaddon? Because I feel like Oracle Abaddon as a support duo is a little bit like it can keep people alive, but it feels very lackluster compared to something like Shadow Demon Sand King, where if played right with the proper choreography, they can really. I mean, Sand King will probably be a core, but there just seems like I don't know. This makes me nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly there if they feel like that's something they have to go in towards. It's already kind of an awkward Abaddon game because he's someone that you're always looking like almost always picked as a counter. Like I think it was Star Ladder, right, where like Lan M first started really bringing out like a lot of that support of Abaddon. It was very annoying, and teams were very frustrated that was back in the heyday of Slardar because you could always just take off the amplified damage, and that's kind of where we most often see him now. Is just to try and deal with that or some of those big debuffs and everything like that.
I think of him like against Mirana, cleanse the
arrow.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a classic.
Right, post arrow, yeah.
Of course, she's already been banned out. They took her out in the opening phase, so not an option here. Not a Shadow Demon combo they'll have to worry about, though. Kunkka is still available as either a core or a support for NP to pick up. It can synergize with the Void, and of course, the Shadow Demon Kunkka duo is tried and true. Can be very irritating.
Ursa Warrior.
Oh, Key Ursa, a man fighter.
Physical damage.
Yeah, this is great against Huskar. That's for sure.
So that means our lanes more than likely SK. Well, I guess maybe they'll do the Ursa mid SK off lane Faceless Void 1. Or they go SK mid, Ursa 1, Faceless Void, Depends on what's in the mid lane, of course. Okay, it'll be TA.
TA. Well, which one matches up better against TA? I don't think either of them do particularly
no one's really going to
well.
have a fun time here.
That's a pretty good pick for not today. I like that. They needed somebody else that could lay in some damage. Obviously, Huskar is going to be a big target, and now TA will be a good choice to kind of sit in the back, control some tempo, and also put out a lot of damage.
Yeah, and that's important, right? Because the Huskar's here anyway. So, like, Iron Talon is a glorious invention.
Yeah.
That means that you don't have to go to lane with Huskar because no one has fun up against Huskar in lane unless you're actually, like, you've got a competent lineup to go in. You really want to actually go in and fight up against them. And you're not really seeing that right now from NP unless something crazy comes out here and they, like, run some aggro try or something. I'm not seeing that coming here, so probably just someone having a safer time in the mid.
Well, Kunkka now, final ban for Team NP. What does Not Today want to take out? They ban out the Jug. Okay. I guess a healing-based carry could be good for NP, sort of like you were talking about, just some good sustainability. So I could see the ban from that sense. Not the most synergy with Void, though. And I feel like that Jug last pick would have been pretty darn greedy. Is that like assuming that this is a support Sand King?
Yeah, it's just so good with the Shadow Demon. You can understand stat-based carry, throw him in position 1, sack your Void, let him just Iron Talon, make him more utility.
That's true. You don't think of Jug as like the illusion carry that you can abuse with Shadow Demon, but he actually fits the bill pretty effectively, especially once he gets a Manta. It ends up being a lot of illusions that scale very nicely.
Yeah, would have went pretty well. Like, you could just throw him in the mid lane too up against the TA and been okay. So that's probably what they'll go for. Something to go mid up against the TA, I would guess, at this point.
Viper, dude.
Yeah. just go in. Screw the rest of your team.
Not Viper. Oh, he's so icky right now. What do Not Today want here? I guess probably an offlaner, depending on what they want to do with the Abaddon. Something like a Tide Hunter could be okay. Just a big team fight initiator, someone that can kind of counter-initiate around the Void.
It would sync up nicely with the timings of like a Huskar and a TA, where you get that first big item on TA, and like someone like a Tide Hunter is ready to go at that point. You can see NP are assuming it will be that IX Mike style. Yeah, I saw you guys flaming that IX. That is definitely an IX Mike hero. So I don't want to see any of this chat flame about it's offlane to bad. Yeah,
dude,
don't give Zyori shit. He is 100% correct.
It really is, dude.
They were giving you shit. Don't worry, I got you.
Okay, I didn't even see it. I blocked it out.
I tabbed over for a second. I was like, what?
I don't watch many streams, but when I do, it's IX Mike playing Abaddon in the offlane. Darkseer, he'll be the offlaner today for Not Today with the support Abaddon now. Not quite the Tide Hunter, but still a good team fighter and someone that gives them a little more late game security now. The Illusions will be a nice combatant against some of these big beef capes, the Void, the Ursa. If this was a game where Void was considering a Radiance, now that Darkseer Illusion to steal the Radiance is something they have to consider.
This is really weird. Running like a Darkseer with no combination is just something you don't see too often.
That's
and
true.
you start thinking, like, if you wanted a mech hero, why didn't you just go something like that Tide Hunter? But it's up against an Ursa, who's well known to be one of the best heroes up against a Tide Hunter. Kraken Shell not going to save you up against him, so
right.
It is understandable in that sense. But he doesn't have any friends in this lineup. Like, the closest thing you have is like Iron Shell, Huskar, TA. There's no combo AOE from a support or anything like that where you stun people up. What are you gonna do, like Fortune's End into vacuum or something?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the wombo here, guys.
Yeah, that's true. The way you said that, I'm picturing like the Dota reporter and looking at the Darkseer, like, who invited this guy? He doesn't even have any friends. What is he, a Billy No Mates? Like that same kind. It's true though. I mean, I think picking him for the lane pressure though is fairly viable, and you think about Ion Shell on a hero like Abaddon, who can already be kind of manly with the shield in the early game, combos nicely with Huskar. I think it could work here, even though it's unconventional. Now, last pick for NP, we didn't talk about it too much. Eternal Envy on the Razor. Chat was exploding about the potential of an EE Ursa, and it looks like we'll see an EE Lightning Revenant instead.
Yeah, and be heading the mid lane against TA. It's gonna be nice, right? She has no way to get away from the static link, as long as you just get some sentries and whatnot, of course.
Yeah.
Up a good old time.
Yeah, it really fits. I think it's a hero that EE likes quite a bit. Again, if I'm not mistaken, it's one that he's gravitated to towards in the past, and one that can come online really early, allows you to fight, and it does scale pretty darn well. 5-hero smoke from NP out of the gate. They're looking to invade. Early wards come down from the Radiant at this gap near the river, but not going to scout anything out. We'll see what they can find. SVG leading on the Sand King. Looks like Not Today will be in an appropriate position here as they're on the other side of the map. They will not get caught by this smoke.
Does not look so.
I got nervous for a second there. I thought Orange was going to go up and make a liar out of me. Oracle stays safe. Dire drop down a ward. It does block out the small camp here. A little vision into that entryway. The rest of Radiant just grouped up looking for this top bounty rune.
Yeah, Sword doing a dance here with his Darkseer.
Is he?
Oh, he stopped doing his dance.
Oh no, let's see it. Come on,
I'm so
Sword.
sorry.
God, I miss
It's over,
everything.
man. The moment's dead.
Well, I like this Huskar, by the way. Sick name. Looks like he's been playing some pubs. That's cool.
That must be a tune, I assume.
Probably. Surely it is.
Judging by the names.
Probably just going to call him Barman. Barcode. Black King Bar. So MSS, he takes the Faceless Void safely. He's got a lot of regen here. 2 sets of Tangos and a Clarity. Not a Clarity, a Salve rather. NB takes the mid. And AUI will go off lane with the Ursa. And it looks like they're setting up for kind of an aggro tri-lane. Sand King lingering nearby. And they'll have Shadow Demon slowly walk his way down. Not the lane setup I was expecting out of NP.
Yeah, poor MSS. I mean, clearly they're just sacking him to the Huskar, but Huskar is one of those heroes that you just have an awful time of against his Faceless Void. It's not any sort of burst damage. It is just damage over time, consistently being piled on top of you, and Time Walk is, like, virtually useless to help you stay in lane. So 2 sets of tangos, and even Oracle's starting to make his way up here now too.
Down bottom, they going hard onto Schofield. This could well be a first blood for NP. A lot of damage comes out, and AUI finds the last hit to get the bonus gold. Abaddon takes an early spill. Sword unable to do much to save his friend. They're only level 1 on the Darkseer. Yeah, Ion Shell tickles, but NP have the burst damage, and already this tri-lane starts to pay off.
You can see how this would be a good lane, because you picture it just like Spirit Breaker Abaddon, or Spirit Breaker Darkseer, where you're just giving the Ion Shell, you're very annoying, you're very survivable as a hero, and then you just like get surged away if you're in any sort of trouble. But early on with the levels, big advantage here to NP.
Yeah. The Shadow Demon setup is just nasty. I mean, this hero is proven to be very versatile in that respect. Defensive capabilities, offensive capabilities, and one of the biggest problems with Ursa is just closing the gap, getting close enough to connect with an Earth Shock and find auto attacks, and Ursa makes that really easy, especially when you've got a Sand King follow-up. Right away, we'll see SVG rotate up top, so they want to secure that lane, and now they'll try to set something up for the Void. We'll see what happens. They'll bump right into Jerry, and they'll trade blows as he tries to stack the camp here. So I like that the Sand King's staying active and not just lingering around bottom lane, realizing that they don't want to leech too much XP from AUI, but still secure the lane for him in some respects. Like, important that it's
support Sand King's been done, but it's certainly not something that's very popular anymore these days. It's much more common that we're seeing this core. Yeah. Seeing off lane, seeing the mid Sand King, really getting that item up quickly, and it's really hard in these early levels to do stuff with just level 1 Burrow Strike, right? Because you don't have caustics, you can't go back to the jungle, so there's like this pressure on SVG to try and make an impact somewhere. Mid lane, they do have a disruption.
Yeah, set up onto Greedy, but not much they can do. Envy only level 3, doesn't even have a static link available, still on cooldown, so won't be able to find a kill there.
Yeah, if you can get the static, if you're static linking and running her back to the tower and then she gets disrupted and you like keep the link going during that, that's always, that's pretty much the best case scenario.
Yeah, it doesn't disjoint when you get phased out, just like the Astral Imprisonment, same mechanic here. We'll see rotation up top. Theban sets it up. MSS, SVG nearby. There's the follow-up stun. Jerry taking a lot of damage here. It's a level 2 Oracle. Fortune's End not going to save him, and they'll find a kill. Shadow Demon actually getting credit for that one. MSS able to time walk back most of the damage from Husky, or at least part of it as he burns down, but another nice kill for NP. 2-0, they strike early, have a solid little lead for themselves.
Yeah, really nicely done. Like, so much pressure on 1437 there to make SVG useful, right? Because of the disruption, it's virtually impossible to get in range with level 1 Burrow Strikes. So
yeah,
nicely done here. Now he is caustic. Maybe he can go over to like a small camp or something if they can't find any other opportunities. Actually scale up his hero, be relevant at like the 8-minute mark.
Yeah.
And bottom lane, they're still low levels. Like, what are you gonna do to AUI? He's totally fine here.
Yeah, this Ursa is actually finding okay farm, considering he's now solo off lane. 8 last hits isn't too bad if you compare that to the mid TA who's sitting at 13. Again. Yeah, here we go. Set up from Theban right onto the Huskar, but he's got help this time. SVG gets turned on. Schofield using the shield to mitigate a lot of damage, and they pick up a kill on the Sand King. A 1-0 the other way. 3-on-3, not today, find the better of it. And already that little bit of extra sustainability proving helpful. Abaddon shows his face.
Yeah, part of that coming down to the fact that you got one ward down here and another ward right over here. So when you're generally trying to pressure someone who's up in this nice little lane, you want that ward either up on this cliff or at least like in behind the tower to spot those rotations, so that everything will be okay. But committing all the vision down there, it's giving an easier time to AUI so he can farm safer, but you can see it get heavily punished right there with 2 double defensive support rotations.
Yeah, absolutely. Darkseer having a great time in this lane. He's now rotated down bottom. He's actually leading on the CS charts right now, almost level 5. You expect a Darkseer to get a decent amount of farm, but he's really having a great time and was actually able to put some decent pressure on. Oh, 1437. Caught by the Fortune's End, but no follow-up. MSS making the most out of this, though. Up to 21 last hits. He's been pressured, but he's still finding decent farm.
Yeah, he at least wasn't like fully bullied out of lane as it would have happened if it was left like some sort of a 1v1. Supports have rotated. They're just kind of letting AUI doing his own thing. And now he's actually going to make his way up top here. See if they can get a kill on this rotation.
4-on-3. NP looking for the setup. Shadow Demon around the backside. Who's the disruption on? It's the Huskar. SVG on the back line. He zones back the supports, and they focus in on Huskar. There's the stun, and they will find the kill. Faceless Void gets credit for that. Nicely done.
Man, they didn't even try.
His team just left him high and dry. Schofield said, sorry, dude. Level 2 Aphotic Shield's not going to save you. You're donezo.
Yeah, this 4 heroes here, we're out, man. You're done.
Mid lane, Envy going in onto Greedy. Can't quite find the connection. He's got a double damage rune. No detection. And not able to find the kill. Got excited about the dive, but easy peasy for the TA with a meld.
Yeah, and AUI now shifting up top. They did shift their own vision. You have one over by the Ancients now, and then this one did just get dewarded, so they went for the cliff, but Jerry, too quick on that one.
Damn it, Jerry. So full lane rotation now. Coming out of NP, MSS on the Void heads to the off lane. Now 3 heroes from Not Today looking for a rotation on the Ursa. Will they be able to find it? Darkseer now level 6, level 2 only on the Oracle. Fortune's End could set this up, but still not the easiest gank. 2 Ion Shells will be an extra bit of damage. Meanwhile, in the Radiant jungle, Greedy and Eternal Envy going at it. SVG nearby. Now the rotation from Jerry. Greedy, 1 hit, but they can't find it. Purifying Flames, healing him back up slowly but surely. No kill, but MP get the better of the exchange, and at the very least, it keeps AUI safe as it does force a rotation out of the Oracle.
Greedy doing greedy things as well here, but SVG, he did head bottom. Not be able to catch him out.
Uh-oh, Husky. Atune could be in some trouble here. 3-on-1. His Oracle doesn't have a TP. Disruption sets it up. SVG with the stun. It does connect. MSS with the auto attacks. Now the TP in. Envy on the backside finds the kill, and Schofield, he just suicides. He TPs straight to his death, and it's an easy 2 for NP. Breaking this game open. 5-1 at the 7-minute mark. They've got to be feeling good. Envy #1 on the net worth, starting to take control.
Yeah, and this is a team that, well, as we see another rotation, top, slowed down. I think Sword. Oh, might have juked the wrong way there.
Womp. Nice ult there for MSS. They should be able to find a kill, I think. Vacuum.
Oh, level 2 Vacuum. He only has 1 in Surge. Maybe that'll be enough.
Comes off cooldown. MSS trying to wrap around the other side, looking for a bash. Can't get it. Fairy Fire. Time walk in. The Sword lives. Oh, my. Nicely done.
Nice. A little bit of an older, school build. Often you'll see that second point in the Surge, but this time it pays off. And that comes from just the fact that he had like a safe lane for so long. He wasn't really in that danger point. And,
yeah.
But that whole rotation down the bottom lane was so well executed by NP. And that kind of comes back to the main talking point about this team, where you're talking about a lot of guys who have coached, who have captained. Like AUI, of course, he was on Secret after the kick. And he was doing like some coaching maneuvers there for them, and then of course for EG2 at some point. SVG was just coaching EG. AUI, or rather 1437 was coaching up there for Secret 2. So
yeah,
that's just a great call. Like, you see the TP come mid from the Oracle, and you're like, okay, well, let's just rotate everyone down bottom and kill this Huskar, because what are they going to do? And you saw what happened. You get in the bad and rotating in, probably thinking that Oracle was coming too, but no TP there, maybe a miscommunication.
Yeah. And
you just give up a 2 freebie.
Yeah, I mean, even if the Abaddon had TP'd a little bit earlier, by the time he got there, Huskar was already dead. So maybe he could have altered things, at least with an Aphotic Shield, Death Coil, bought him another few seconds, but it was a pretty uphill battle, especially with the Razor wrapping around. 2-on-4 at best. Absolutely great rotation. Scan comes out from the Radiant, does find a couple as Envy just sort of walks by here. I'm really curious to see what build Envy goes for this game as well. He picks up an Arcane Rune, not bad to have on Razor, makes Plasma Field very spammable. He's picked up the Infused Raindrops, another great item to have on Razor. He suffers from big mana issues early on, so that extra bit of regen can be super value for him if he can keep it in the inventory. They get another ward down past the towers. This will be an easy push. Nobody will even come to its poor defense. No glyph. And this will be another easy one here, it looks like, for the Razor.
He kind of started this trend back when Razor was last popular, where he used to start farming the jungle. The moment he hit 6, he would just head into the jungle and use his ulti to like farm stacks and quickly take a lot of, double stacks, triple stacks from his supports. And
yeah,
it's a nice little trick on Razor, because everyone used to just like hold the ulti for fights. And then one game, I remember Envy just like started spamming it in a farm, and everyone's like, oh yeah, that kind of works, guys.
Yeah, pretty short cooldown as well. Not a huge investment. Dire Courier almost in trouble, but AUI does keep it safe. Now Sword in a little bit of trouble. Tricky with the vacuum, but it will ensure his survival. AUI still able to be kind of a bully on this Ursa just by himself. He's not picked up a Windlace to go with his phase boot, so a little bit faster than your average bear, able to chase him down. They're definitely respecting it. Taking a look at the overall graph, decent lead for NP, about 2,500 net worth. Only about 600 experience. 1 tower in their favor, but they are just getting more farm around the map, and certainly these kills have started to add up a little bit. All of their cores looking pretty good, and especially a big disparity in the supports here, Trent. Sand King and Shadow Demon both looking pretty good for this stage. Poor Abaddon, not even in the 4-figure club, man. 809 net worth.
Well, that's, I guess, position 6, it's kind of making a little bit of a comeback.
Yeah.
So many greedy 4s these days, right? We talk about like the power of the 4 role, one of the most talked about positions all year. Just between all those players having such huge impacts, Think about like Jerax and Crit and whatnot. So someone's gonna sack for that. Game will be Schofield.
Yeah, Tome's about to come out. We'll see who gets it for the Radiant here. Could also go to the Oracle, who is even more underleveled. Right now, only 4, and at the beginning of the level at that. Holding onto a smoke right now. Might be looking for some sort of a gank opportunity. Uh-oh, speaking of smokes, though, it's NP. They actually invade. They get another aggressive ward down in enemy territory, and they are ready to hunt, man. If they see this low HP Huskar, I think they might go for it.
Not sure. Maybe the two of them will have the damage. Should be able to with the... Oh yeah, they got it.
Oh, here we go. Time walk in. MSS with the auto attacks. Easy peasy. Faceless Void gets another one on the scoreboard. Great invasion. Huskar, you can't even say he was being greedy there. That's like the most defensive farming position on the map, but good smoke rotation. Low HP. They're able to just bring him down.
I'm really liking this Ursa pick, too. They've just left AUI completely alone all game, and there's nothing they can do. And it's not like this is like a Morphling or something, like whereas some like hard farming hero that's also pretty slippery early on. You could maybe see him having that same level of an impact right now. I mean, this is a scary guy. He's going to have a Blink Dagger soon, and he's just going to join into this game.
Yeah, that's actually true. He has just been AFK farming up until now. Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane could be the next target for Team NP. Oracle gets out of there as he sees this Shadow Demon spamming it out. Meanwhile, up top, not today, looking for a rotation themselves. 3 heroes moving in towards the tower. Abaddon's still not at that level 6 mark, so needs to be a bit cautious against the level 9 Ursa. 1,500 gold, slowly but surely. He is keeping this tower safe. We'll finally see him rotate out. He TPs to the bottom tier 1, pings out Roshan, and it looks like Ursa will just go for the Aegis while his team distracts in the bottom lane. I like this. They'll move 1 to help with the Rosh. Looks like MSS will join him, but they're going to show 3 heroes on the map to make this a lot less obvious.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure your team's in trouble when your TA has drums.
Ooh.
I don't know.
That's yeah, I haven't really checked in on TA. That is a fair point. Though Sword almost has a mech. Does that make up for it? No.
The
Not
only hope
quite.
is that like botched fight or something that they just win and you just group of us 5, right? Like Mech, Oracle, Abaddon, Huskar. It's fully relying on NP really screwing the pooch on this one.
That's true. And so far, it's really revolved around pickoffs, not really team fights. So I suppose there is a chance Not Today could find that team fight with all of their healing tools. MP still have a lot of options themselves. Razor now picking up Dragonlance, his first item. I like this a lot. Great stats on Razor, of course, but I think that added bit of range with a Void on your team does help out. It allows you to do a little extra damage inside the Chrono, find a better vantage point. Just a solid item to have in general. At 1,400 HP, 12 minutes, Envy's feeling pretty beefy right about now.
Yeah, and think about when he gets bots. Like, I assume that'll be his next item. How are they going to lock him down? They have Vacuum.
Fortune's
and then,
End.
like, he's just gonna run away and
Yeah.
just keep that perfect distance from a drums TA. I don't like Huskar's gonna jump and Envy will just be gone because then you even get purged, right? Like,
You're right, actually.
Oh, wait, does it? I don't know that interaction actually.
Life
Because
break
the life break purges it off of you, right? But is it like because it's mid jump?
While leaping, Huskar is spell immune, so yeah, he probably doesn't get purged. We'll have to pay attention for it.
I'm not a Huskar picker, guys. You
Yeah,
should respect me for that. Don't flame me.
Me neither. Scan comes out from NP. They know what's going on. They're smoked up. MSS in the front line. He's got the Vladimir's offering. A lot of damage on this team right now as they start to pick up some team fight items. Not today. In a pretty defensive posture right now. NP can't quite find the opening. This tower's down in the bottom lane, so it gives them a little more flexibility, but they can't catch the Oracle. They will head back the other way.
I mean, it's only a 4K gold lead. I honestly expected it to be worse when I opened this thing up, because I felt like Not Today I've just been completely shut out of every lane for so long. They're just, like, in this zone here, but
Yeah.
it's not brutal. You know, 4K has definitely come backable at this point.
Now half smoke from Not Today. Envy, he gets initiated on. Huskar jumps in, uses the life break, but MSS with the counter initiation on 3. Beautiful Chronosphere. Envy survives, but do they have the damage to turn this around? MSS taking a lot of damage, has to time walk out. Now SVG joins the party, almost brings down Greedy. False Promise keeps him alive for now, and he will survive through it. All 5 still alive on both sides until the TA pops. Now Abaddon falls, and all of a sudden it's NP that take the fight. Sword trying to make it out. He will get off the surge. He'll be okay for now, but AUI hops forward, jumps onto Jerry. Follow-up stun from SVG. They find the kill. 3-0. Dire side take the fight, and it's NP all day, baby. This tower mid will be ripe for the taking. Aegis of the Immortal still in tow on the Ursa Bear.
Yeah, that was really well played by NP. Like, the big save, of course, from MSS, but then you're also fighting into these double defensive supports when you had no damage during that chrono. So it still is kind of a scary fight for them to come back into.
Yeah.
Nice little epicenter and everything, getting off there, getting the TA down despite the false promise and everything. Just well done. MSS really spacing it very well, too. Like, kind of leaving back with a time walk, hitting some creeps with his Vlads, get back a little bit of HP, then coming back into the fight.
Yeah, it was just a perfect counter initiation, not just from the Faceless Void, but also for the Shadow Demon. Kept Envy safe, allowed him to drain even more damage. He got out of the fight, and then when he was able to reinitiate, he still was able to dish quite the nasty punch. Now Schofield charges in. He does have the borrowed time, so he can afford to be aggressive here. NP will take heed to that and back out.
I mean,
they might want to reinitiate.
Though. Like,
oh, Schofield, he walks in. They need to be cautious here. Envy on the backside gets life broken by the Huskar. Will he be able to win this battle? Looks like the Huskar is completely out of damage as AUI now joins in. Beautiful stun from SVG. They set up onto Husky, and a tune will fall. Now Sword just gets clicked down by the Ursa. A double kill for AUI. Schofield, without borrowed time, getting low. It's likely to be a near team wipe. 4 down in exchange for just the one Shadow Demon of NP, 13-2. It's looking like game 1 could be a quick one. Greedy in a precarious situation does not have a Blink Dagger. Goes in onto AUI. Best case, you get the Aegis, and he will, but it will certainly cost him his life. Envy's doing a lot of damage here. Greedy on the run. He's kind of speedy. He's got the drums. He's already popped a charge. He's got the Yasha to boot. Now Jerry nearby with the false promise. It may well cost him his life as well. He's not going to be able to save Greedy in the end. He will fall, and NP will get all 5, despite the Oracle respawning to make it not look like a team wipe.
And now we know for sure that Unstable Current doesn't do anything when you leap on him. So there you go.
There you go.
Thanks, Envy.
Science. This is just...
Basher next for AUI. Yeah, this is...
It's looking like NP are just outclassing Not Today at this point. I mean, their team fights are just so much more choreographed, it feels like. The positioning is just much better, and they're on the same page. When they want to fight, they're taking these good fights, and when they don't want to, everyone's finding really efficient farmer on the map. Tier 1 up top, taking some damage here, Trent.
Yeah, it's too bad this game is so, like, you know, the cost-benefit of this game. If they were to lose this game as NP, they'd get flamed all hell, but if they win it, no one even cares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's good. This is the roster.
True.
This is what you want to see them do, right? This is what everyone's hoping for. And, you know, for the NP fans up there, of course.
At least at this stage of the tournament. Opening match, best of 1. You hope the all-star lineup, so to speak.
Are you saying this doesn't tell the entire story of this team and a BO1 against Not Today?
Hey, we'll see, man. We'll see.
I mean, I'm already placing bets on TI.
Hey, I have some faith. I believe in the Envy. Envy MSS. You know, I know how much they both like anime. I think it's a match made in heaven. I like them on the 1 and 2, man. That's something that I could get behind. Basher up on the Ursa, though. AUI, old Curtis, the boy on the bear. He's getting scary. 4-0 and 6. Hasn't even died in official time yet this game. Only the spill with the Aegis that we just saw. Very impressive. And he played off lane and then solo top at that. He didn't have the easiest laning stage by any stretch.
Yeah, he was just, like, they couldn't kill him. Their heroes just can't kill this Ursa. What were they even going to do in the first, like, 10 minutes, though? Like, if the Huskar doesn't have, like, 2 other heroes with him, like, every time Huskar was just running away because he knew if the Ursa was there, then the supports were going to be there and they would just kill him with Ursa. So, yeah, until you have that nice, like, level 6 and everything on the Oracle, that whole laning stage is just nil. You don't get this beautiful Oracle Huskar combination when you actually have a capable hero bringing them down.
Yeah, Sand King in a very aggressive spot here, looking for a potential initiation. I love the warding from the Dire squad. This entire game, they've had wards in some sort of an aggressive position. Here, they even have sentries down to make sure it stays safe if TA wanders anywhere nearby, even up top. They have complete lockdown in terms of vision. Even another ward up here, entryway into this key area, to the secret shop, to this hard camp. NP, pardon me, NP are just controlling this map.
Decent defensive one up here is kind of helping them out against MSS right now as he's trying to find a good position for the Chrono, but everyone will just back away here on the side of Not Today.
Yeah, MSS probably looking for that Blink Dagger next, make for some easy initiations. 1,400 gold, so not too far away. Important to note, though, the Darkseer has picked up a gem. So something that Not Today can use, of course, the D-ward here, maybe regain some of this map control if they could take a fight or even just slowly move out of their base. It's a bold move, but they've got to do something at this stage. Obviously, being locked in their base is a one-way ticket for NP to just out-farm them and bull rush their way through in another 5 or 10 minutes.
Greedy with the Yasha, now moving in towards this next item. Will it be a YOLO Deso? Will it be a BKB to try and deal with the Shadow Demon and the control here from our Sand King? We shall see.
Kind of hope it's a Deso, honestly. I think if he doesn't get caught in Chrono and has a Deso, he could probably pop somebody. Is the BKB really turn this game around?
Now, I think if you've drafted an Oracle and a Abaddon, I hope you're building Deso. Like,
yeah, that's a fair
have
point.
some faith here, I guess.
That's a fair point. And he is. It looks like he'll pick up the Blightstone now, so. All right, I like it. Two-shotting the Shadow Demon is a possibility here if he gets a proper Meld Strike combo. Maybe a 3-shot, but taking a hero like that out of the fight could be huge and set up
Credit
something
to
for not
him
today.
using the map right now too, as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
really.
Like,
Look at this.
very well done. Like the fact he snuck up here and he's getting probably way more farm than they're expecting at the moment. I don't think they know where or where he is.
Well, they'll see it now, but yeah, he's farmed out this entire jungle while all of NP are on the enemy's side of the map. So it feels risky, but really wasn't ever in harm's way. And now he just TP's home about 1,000 gold away from that Desolator. Really not so bad.
Time has come, though.
Yeah, 10K net worth lead. It's getting pretty serious. NP are really in control. Huskar.
Rush back up. They're playing this so well too. Like very patient, not diving towers. Maybe looking for someone who comes out too far as they were there as the TP's back out. But now they can just head right back into the Roche pit and use that Aegis to get their first big set of racks. Might wait for the blink on MSS. We'll see.
Possibly. AUI. Nope, he's not waiting for anything. Schofield stunned up. His SVG follows, and they won't commit to it. MP will just back out. Looks
Really
like,
wanted that free pick or something just to take them into the pit.
yeah. Fate's Edict was put on AUI, so it couldn't burst him down the way he was maybe thinking. TA, again, farming in enemy territory, now getting very close to the Desolator. Not today, just holding out for this big core item. And then they may try to smoke up or at least move out of the base and look for a pick. NP getting a lot of items themselves. Manta style now up on Razor. A Shadow Demon moving into an Aghanim's, not far away either. AUI probably a Diffusal with that Blade of Alacrity up top. Oh, they'll smoke, and they're going to catch the TA. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They'll catch him. Do they have detection, though? There's a flaw in the plan. Chronosphere makes it a little bit easier.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Well, it's a TA, so it is worth it. Great time to kill her. She's not able to finish off the Desolator, so perfectly done there, but a simple Sentry Ward would have been of value.
1437. Oh, you are very dead.
Oh, Little Biscuit. All right, gets off the disruption. The TP home. Yeah, that's not happening. Nice pickup. Yeah, not today. Should be happy with that. That's for sure.
I mean, he's got like Staff of Wizardry, Ogre Club, Point Booster. You only get those items when you're doing stuff like this, so it's paid off for sure. I'm sure he doesn't mind dying twice.
Very true. He is really feeling fat this game. A 5,300 net worth Shadow Demon at 22 minutes is pretty close to the dream, I think, for support players around the world. Now, like this, 2 heroes dead and NP move into the Roche pit. Like, well, they don't have TA, we don't have Shadow Demon. We'll call it a wash, and not today. Do not contest that one.
I had to double check who was more farmed.
It's pretty close, surprisingly close. Envy, though, the one that grabbed the Aegis. Now I think NP may be the ones that want to force the issue a little bit. There is still an outer tower remaining, the tier 2 up top. But they are certainly in control and can decide to take this however they want. Wow, I'm using a Naga Hex for the first time, and I just realized that the heroes are bound to the different keys on the number wheel.
Yeah, I forgot that got changed.
That's kind of cool, except there's only like 6 of them, so it's just all of the Radiant and one of the Dire. I get Razor, that's it. It's kind of neat, though. Raises the skill cap a little bit, I suppose.
How many buttons can you get on the side on this? Like,
I think
it must cap out. At some
I
point.
think Razor makes one with 12, don't they? There's like that WoW mouse that you
Man,
can
those MMO players.
like you can raid from your mouse. That seems like overkill to me.
What's your
but
other hand doing? Oh man, I
Cranking
totally
it,
understand
dude.
these games now.
Here we
Right.
go. High ground siege begins. Schofield, huge damage. That'll be the end of borrowed time straight away. Envy gets a lot of damage off this, and now the tower will start to get chunked down. They do have a glyph, so not today. Have one opportunity to reset. Remember, the Aegis is on Razor, so Envy maybe more forward than you would expect in terms of positioning. They might go for a jump on Schofield. I feel like this Abaddon's being very ballsy right now, given that he doesn't have an ult and they know it. This Ursa could just jump on him, and that could be the end of him. There we go. That's it. A couple of right clicks, and he's dead. Now a beautiful
nice.
Chronos here from MSS catches Greedy. They'll put in some decent damage. Huskar gets blown up as SVG comes in, but they actually turn onto the Sand King. The Huskar survives through it. The combo's working. Envy gets pushed back. He takes too much damage, and the false promise pops. Huskar can't survive. Now Envy forced back, does lose the Aegis. NP not taking this fight as easily as they may have thought. Now with Razorback, they continue on. No glyph. And they will wait for another creep wave. Do they reinitiate here, or do they back out, Trent? It looks like the latter. They will just reset. So they lose the Aegis. They force a buyback out of the Abaddon. So it's basically a 2-for-1. 2-for-1 plus Aegis, and then the buyback. Not a bad fight, but not really a good one.
I mean, you call it a win for not today, but just still kind of seems that the slow and steady rise here of NP might mean MSS gets another item here, as he's now almost up to 800 gold. He'll start deciding what he wants to opt for. AUI now well past that diffusive blade into another 1400.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
The diffusal blade is really scary at this point as well. You can jump on pretty much anyone and do big-time damage. The Darkest Seer did manage to hold on to his gem. He's now picked up Guardian Greaves. So that's something. A little more sustainability for the team. And, of course, the Desolator out on TA. Level 16, not today. They push out with a smoke. They're looking for something. Only going to find illusions. Oh, my. How unfortunate for this Radiant team. They can't catch a break. Now smoke the other way.
I like the Manta on Envy. I think it was the right item this game. Because, like, Manta does everything a BKB would need to do this game, really, right? You can just Manta off, like, Fate's Edict, or you can Manta, like, a Meld Strike or something like that, too. It has a couple, like, extra options that you can use it for.
Yeah.
Gives you that nice little bit of move speed. He knows, like, how far they are ahead that he doesn't need to go defensive items, but it's a nice little balance between the two.
It looks like he's going for a good mix. I imagine this would be an Assault Cuirass on this plate mail, so another hybrid item gives you a lot of extra DPS, but some good survivability also. Blink Dagger up on MSS, another 1,000 gold on him, so he'll look towards his next big core item before too long here. And, of course, the prized Aghanim Scepter up on Shadow Demon. So 3 charges of that. It does apply Break. Pretty damn good against Huskar. Hello, Berserker's Blood. Yep.
What a good Ags,
Looks like you've had a fun time this game. Abaddon, same with the Curse of Avernus. Not that it's done a hell of a lot, but still worth noting perhaps. Huskar initiated on. AUI follow-up stun from SVG, and, well, honestly, they don't even need the break from the Shadow Demon. They'll just catch an easy initiation while he's at low HP. All right.
Yeah, honestly. It's not even fair. Like Ursa up against Huskar.
Yeah.
Like, where's your buddies? Why are you drafting these two? What are you guys doing? Your Huskar is out here, and you guys are just in here by the Darkseer with Greaves.
Yeah, where's the buddy system, man? Greedy, trying to live up to his name as he pushes out. A lot of gold stored up on him, about 3,100. Does have a TP scroll, of course, and will be able to come back to join this fight if need be. Now they'll just start to illusion spam with the Ursa. Not one of the ideal heroes for this, but when the tower's this low, little bits of chip damage do help. It forces their attention away, and Envy able to leech a fair bit of damage. Pops the Manta, lays into the tower. No glyph for the Radiant team. Schofield loses the borrowed time. The Mist Coil healing him back up, and they will reset this. MP should be pretty happy with what's basically a free tower. And they force back the TA.
Yeah, he has a blink now, but I do believe AUI just pinged it out.
Ooh.
I'm sure the supports will probably just be, slightly extra careful as the TA blinks out. And pause Dota.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, NP, as we've echoed several times, living up to the expectations. Oh, man, I'm trying to make it sound fair, but not today, or just not. They weren't prepared for EE Sama, man. No mercy.
I mean, is anyone... I don't even think EE is prepared for EE. I don't think his teammates are prepared for it. They just go along for the ride.
Yeah. Would be an interesting team to hear their comms, though. See how
that would be
the calls
pretty good.
go. I would like to hear that one. Okay, here we go.
So what do we got? We got our Chrono. Envy's low on mana.
We've got a Blink Dagger TA.
Ooh, gets an Arcane, though.
Last big pickup. Not too bad for the Razor. Makes that ult very spammable. He pops it right away down to a 42-second cooldown, and it lasts for 30. That's pretty serious uptime. Greedy jumps out of the base right onto AUI. Pushes him back, but no commitment beyond that. NP just slow and steady right now, waiting for the opportunity. Just waiting for someone on Not Today to step too far out so they can jump him. And that'll be it.
Yeah, and just chuck him out with the gem here. I mean, Aegis is up in just 2 minutes here. Everyone's got kind of that awkward amount of money, so they can look toward, you've just got a Mithril Hammer sitting in the stash for AUI. It's almost up to that BKB. There's that AC now done for EE.
Yeah, might as well
No
just
big
wait
rush.
next Roche. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fair point. So we are 2 minutes until the RNG timer. So potentially could be kind of a while until Roche comes up if they get lucky. Maybe he'll be coming right around the corner. Not today. They're getting antsy, though. They've got a smoke picked up. And it's looking like they might want to use it. What are we looking at here? A 14K gold deficit, 10K experience. Not completely over for Not Today, but they need one hell of a fight.
They need that that pick off that happens when a team goes back to do this exact thing where they're farming up, right? And one support's up here, and maybe there's a core down here, and you find a good favorable skirmish like 5-on-3 or something like that. But look what NP are doing. It's all chilling in the ball. They think a smoke's coming. Had the right mindset, but turns out it's not. Oh, 1437 accidentally salved himself instead of MSS.
Well, that's unfortunate, but still, they...
Or did wait, MSS just salved him?
I don't know. That was peculiar.
I think that was some quick cast Dota, if I had to guess, where he
But
meant to.
Either
cover
way,
himself.
yeah, I mean, it's the point you made about the Oracle Huskar. NP are playing the buddy system right now. They're roaming as a pack, and no one's going more than a blink dagger and a half's distance away, so that SVG could always hop in to counter initiate if anyone gets popped. Blink dagger now up on the Dark Seer, another tool for Not Today. See if they could maybe catch a good initiation. They'll lose one of their few prized wards as NP just rotate in, finish it off, and Not Today cower with their tails between their legs on the high ground by the tower. Oh.
Look at the confidence. MSS, he's not even going to deny this. He's like, nah, they're never going to come back here.
They're never going to push this, guys. Don't worry.
This is the furthest a creep wave will ever be for the rest of this game.
It does make a statement. It's true. I like that. Get inside the head of the enemy.
Oh, that's always doing it.
Oh,
no faith. This
Mojo.
team's done. Honestly, they just lost. It's over.
Well, BKB is up on AUI, and now Ayasha up on MSS. There's just so much
It doesn't
damage.
matter. They've mentally lost it. They just denied that tower. They have no faith in themselves anymore. This team's going to crumble. Might as well start shopping yourself around. Maybe try and fill our TZ spot when he inevitably leaves EG again.
They've given in.
Yep.
I think they'll only be properly demoralized if the Ursa... Well, wait, they have 3 heroes that haven't died yet this game, so none of their cores have taken a spill. I don't know. I feel like this is a game that... this is as good as it gets for team morale, right?
Not today got this, man. They've won the mental, dude. The mental battle. Mental fortitude.
There's always the chance that Mojo just gets confused and Chronos his whole team, and TA cleans up. I mean, that...
gets confused. Ah, shit. I thought I was Radiant.
Oh, boy. Oh, Mojo would never do that. It's a middle of the road Roche respawn up in about 1 minute. NP make the most of the time by pressuring the tier 2 up in the top lane. Looks like it'll go uncontested. Not today. Nowhere to be found. Is that red glitter now in the plasma field? That's this cosmetic, right? That's the immortal?
The Severing Whiplash, I believe, yes.
Yes, the red goo. I don't like it. It's too much for me.
Well, that's too bad.
Okay. Well, I just wanted you to know how I feel. Here we go, the battle around Roche.
It is currently the most important thing going on this game.
Hey, man, the battle around Roche. This is the quiet before the storm. Battle for vision, won by the Dire.
All right, here it comes. Oh, can they get the TA trap in time? Oh, they can't. Oh my God. Told you, man, the mental game.
NP, move into Roche. Not today. What's the play here, boys? They don't know. They're scattered about. They're starting to converge, but TA nowhere to be found. The enemy team not inside the Roche pit. What is going on? Both sides just dancing around the Roche pit.
All right,
it's a game of chicken.
Wards. They don't know the smoke's here. This could be their moment. Blink vacuum, maybe onto the high ground. Perhaps the one good spot for them to fight.
Oh, they see the courier. Radiant ping it out.
They know they're here, though. Because that TA trap just gave them away.
Both sides with a little bit of intel, but Radiant should have the advantage. Rose on the high ground. 1437 finds the initiation onto Schofield. MSS hop forwards. Envy wraps around the backside. He's got a permanent haste rune. They'll proc the borrowed time on one side of it, but Envy and Mojo on the other. They want the Huskar, and they will find him. Chronosphere dropped on 2. It connects on the Oracle. Abaddon dies on the backside, and it's a 3-0. Nicely done. Beautifully set up, really, knowing which targets they needed to commit on with the Chrono. Now Greedy tries to push mid. We'll be okay for now. They don't have the detection, and he survives, but just a beautiful setup. So much confidence from Mojo and Envy to chase down the Huskar, knowing they'd find those kills.
Well, it was a noble effort. You know, they had to go for something.
They had to.
If you sit back, you lose this game.
It felt like that Not Today needed to be a little more decisive, though. They had a good opportunity to go. They saw the courier fly over, and then they really hesitated. And that gave 1437 the opportunity to find the high ground advantage and break the smoke, as well as scout it out with the Shadow Poison. The Shadow Demon's the perfect hero to have in that situation. When you're up here, you break a smoke down here. You have just run, pick of the litter. Who do I want to disrupt? Who do I want to drop damage on? And it made it so easy for NP to just split up and pick their targets.
What 3 targets do I want to purge?
Yeah, man, exactly. That's it's the perfect hero in that place and time.
What a hero, honestly. That's such a sick Agnem's upgrade.
It really is. Borderline broken if you can farm it. I guess it's like the Disruptor Ags. It's only balanced because there aren't that many games where that hero will have the ability to farm it. But when you get it, it feels pretty devastating. I mean, that thing does a lot of damage, too. If you drop it on a support in the back line and they can't get away, it's pretty serious.
All right, boyos. I know Slow and Steady wins the race. 20 more seconds till Chrono's up. They totally got that Centaur in mid lane. Nice.
Abyssal on the way here for the Ursa. A little more lockdown for the team. Envy in the front lines. He's now picked up the Solar Crest. A little more versatility there. Some extra evasion.
Ooh, MSS is smoked up under vision.
Uh-oh. Smoke gets broken. Schofield gets evaporated. Okay. Sick ult. Now MSS, nice. Here we go. Catch on to 3. Buyback from the Abaddon, but will it matter? They go in onto the Huskar. He jumps onto Envy. Razor taking a lot of damage. Remember, even if they kill him, he's still got the Aegis. Huskar gets popped. Schofield right back in the action as Envy goes as deep as he can. Steals huge damage from Greedy. Wins the duel. Envy's still alive. He's running circles around this Radiant squad as Schofield finally brings him down. TA DCs and says GG as NP win their first official match.
Pretty clean-cut victory.
Woo!
Pretty much every, those early game lane rotations kind of set the whole pace of the game, right? Just like, it seemed like every time they knew exactly what Not Today were doing, and they were just one step ahead. And they would just, throw the Ursa top, throw him back down bottom.
Man, match sign out delayed.
I don't even know what that means.
Man, we're not going to get to see the match results or any of that. Well, let's see. Maybe there's no button to go. Here we go. Connect. Can we see the post screen? Nope. Okay. No stats. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Looks like everyone's excited to play the new patch, guys. Woohoo. So, yeah, very clean cut, though. I think there's so much more to say about that game. NP looking very good here. We'll pop on the break screen for now so you can see exactly what is up next. We've got 4 more best of ones coming your way. Next matchup, it will be Evernovas versus Team Fox. Is scheduled to start in about 15 minutes, actually. We got started a little bit late, so only a short break here. So sit tight, folks. The Northern Arena, presented by Moonduck, Beat Invitational, Dota 2 by Bell. Dota action coming up more after this. Sit tight, guys.